Well, here I am at my land, and we've got some trails and such that they're kind of like this growing back, but they're actually quite a bit worse, so we'll get some footage of that. Recently I was introduced to a company called Trailblazer-HD, and this is the piece of equipment I received. This was just picked up from the depot today. Unfortunately, when they loaded it, I wasn't able to use my trailer to get it off exactly how I wanted to. I don't have a set of pallet forks, but this is supposed to hook onto the front of the tractor, take the bucket off, and I can go down the edge of all my trails, and in the process, as I go, cut the brush back. But anyway, this it's got 5 13-inch blades on it. There's a couple of special items that you'll need to purchase if you decide to get one of these, but this is how it comes and how it looks, all shipped, all ready to go, all packaged. Hopefully I'll be back later today and I'll be able to continue this video, taking this, unpackaging it and getting it ready to go, and putting the thing into production. So we'll talk later. Alright, so now I've got the plastic off. We can see how it's wrapped, how it's packaged, how this is going to come to you. It's got some metal strapping, so you got to cut those off with some cutters. And then as we come around to the end here, you can see the blades and the guard, a couple of straps holding them in place. Recommendation is in the instructions, the directions, the owner's manual for this, to basically hang on to that piece there, so this way you continue to have that, so you can package this up. And then I ordered with mine, I ordered some extra blades and stuff, so that's what that cardboard box is there. The unit that I ordered is going to go on the front end loader of my tractor, or replace the front end loader. I have the quick attach, but I see here there's a real nice emergency shut off, so that this way from the seat of the tractor I can kill the device as well, so it's not running. A nice Kohler Command Pro 7 horsepower motor. Looks top of the notch. I'm going to have to check oil in it and stuff and make sure it's all good. The unit that I ordered is an adjustable unit, so right in here, being an adjustable unit, should slide back and forth. So after I get this hooked up on the tractor here with this plate, I should be able to make adjustments and adjust this out, adjust it out so it's out beyond the edge of the bucket. This way, as I'm going down the trails, I can adjust how far to the left I want it. This way I don't get hurt. Big recommendation on this. I know this is going to be by some people, hey, that's not a big deal, but caution, keep back 20 feet. I'm looking at the size of these blades, how this thing actually works, seeing stuff like this in the past elsewhere. I'm going to say, yeah, that 20 feet is probably good, safe area. Also, wearing safety glasses is definitely going to be not just a requirement with this, it's going to be something you're going to want to do. So this does have some warning labels and stuff like that as well. You can see the hour meter, so you can see, okay, how long has the engine been running, stuff like that. Keep track of your diagnostics. Okay, so anyway, this is it. After I get it unpackaged, finish getting it hooked up and get it on the tractor, I'll be back with more. Thank you. Well, after a little trial and error, it took me a couple minutes to get this attached on using the skid steer quick attach setup. Just took me a few minutes. This is my first time I ever actually took the bucket off the tractor, so this is how it looks, all set up, all ready to go. The blades are there. This has the appearance that it's fully offset to the left right now, and I know I've got some more adjustment out away from the bucket of the tractor, but this is it all set up, all ready to go. I just fired it up for the first time. We got to grease some of the grease zerks. I just want to make sure they're full. There's one on both sides of the the blade setup. So all 5 of them have those coming on down, right on down through. So yeah, you're gonna want to make sure you get those greased definitely, so this way we don't have any issues and problems as we move forward with this. But yeah, this is the Trailblazer-HD, Stout Design LLC.com. Wonderful device so far. Hoping to get to use it here tonight before I have to head out before dark. It does have the cable here, which I did test it just a few minutes ago. Basically you fire it up, and you need to shut this thing down. You just pull this down and off, and as soon as you do that, this is a kill switch that's going to shut the engine off. Now it does, the blades do not have a brake, meaning that you pull the kill switch, the blades are going to continue to run. But reading through the owner's manual, it says that if you hit something where you need to shut this thing down, even if you pull that, it's going to take a couple seconds. So with the tractor, you'll be able to just pull back away from it, and you should be all set. But anyway, just a good sized view here from the other side, give you an idea of what you're looking at. Setup wise, looks pretty good. This is on a Kubota LX3310 2022 model. I haven't had this tractor more than probably a month at this point, so can't wait to get out there and cut some trails. I'll bring you guys along as we go. Thank you. So I'm back. It's a few days later from when I was last over here to use the Trailblazer. So today I just wanted to go for a little walk down this trail before I hit it. I already came through and used the flail mower a little bit to knock down some of the grass. I did that probably a couple weeks ago, but so this is what we're going to be hitting today with the Trailblazer. And there's a long trail. The open parts of the trail are maybe 5-6 feet wide right now. I can't even fit a side-by-side down through without rubbing on both sides. It's kind of narrow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down through with the Trailblazer, and then I'll take some more follow-up video either as I'm going or at the end to just show you how well it did. I know there's plenty of videos that show you how it actually works, but you know, just to get like a before and after shot of up and down the trail. Okay, so I've gone through and made some cuts. As you can see, there's a ton of brush on the ground. This does a awesome job. I definitely recommend, if you've got a tractor with a front end loader, go ahead and buy the quick attach for the skid steer quick attach for the front. I definitely recommend that model. And the reason I'm saying that is right here. There's a lot of tall stuff. I was able to get way up there with the bucket, cut that stuff off. I mean, this thing is great. Works very well. It does exactly what it's advertised to do. Okay, I'm back. After going out using the equipment and taking the video footage that I already showed you, I decided to take some time and go over the equipment again, check stuff out, and I just wanted to offer a final review and my thoughts on the Trailblazer-HD. I've used it a few times for about a week now, just over a week. Probably used it 4 or 5, maybe 6 times total. I just want to say this is a serious piece of equipment. If you're in the market for something like this is something you should get. But before I go through that, I kind of want to give some of the cons to this piece of equipment, to the Trailblazer HD. There's just a couple of cons. The first one is there's a safety switch that does go back to the operator station on the tractor. And I've had to use that a few times. I've gotten myself into a couple of situations where it's needed to be used. Now, the con to that switch is once you flip the switch, there's no way to restart it other than to jump off, in my case, jump off the tractor and run up around to the front and then re-pull start the motor. I do own what's called a two-wheel tractor by BCS. They're an Italian company. When I purchased that 4 or 5 years ago, I decided to order it with a battery start instead of the pull start because the pull start on that piece of equipment on the BCS is extremely difficult. Now the motor for this is extremely similar to that engine as well, and this does have a very simple pull start. So the ease of just turning a key to restart the motor, I'm not going to consider that a con to say not to buy this because I know switching over to that is quite an expensive addition. My second con is that if you hit a ton of soft green material like weeds, vines, or thorn bushes, you're going to need to go slow in those areas. What happened with me is as I was driving through, I would hit a lot of thick stuff and I was going a little too fast, faster than the blades would allow you to cut. Something that you need to be aware of as well. It's kind of the same thing as a chainsaw or circular saw. Don't push it, allow it to cut, and it'll drop everything right to the ground. So it's not really a con, it's more of a speed factor on my part. And then number three as well, it's not really a con, but in my thick brush along my trails, there's still some standing vertical brush as well that needs to go because my plans are to open my trails and make them wider, and then hopefully start to reclaim some of my land. But anytime you hit something that's vertical and not horizontal, the Trailblazer does struggle with that as well. It's just something you need to be aware of. I have had to pull the emergency stop and back up at the same time, and I have gotten a couple of pieces of brush caught in between the blades. Now, the pro side of that is the blades are thick enough and they're strong enough that there really wasn't a concern with like blades bending or anything like that. So once again, though, this thing isn't designed to cut horizontal brush, or I should say vertical brush. It's designed to cut horizontal brush. So just keep that in mind as well as when you're using the Trailblazer. Now the pros. The price point. This is a very serious tool. It's very heavy steel. The plate where it attaches, the welds, everything is very well done. You can tell it's built to be used in the woods. It's built to be used on your trails with thick brush, meant to be used, not abused, but meant to be used in those areas. I can tell it's seriously built. My second pro is the ease of setup. Everything arrived greased and oiled, ready to go. Just add gas and the engine will turn right over and start right up. That was my experience with this. I've ordered a lot of other equipment. A lot of the equipment I've ordered in the past, I've had to go through and grease all the zerks. I've also had to go through and add all the oils and everything else to the engines and such. This one come all ready to go right off the crate. Number three. For a pro is they have multiple models available of the Trailblazer. I believe there's 5 or 6 models, might even be 7 models available, but they've got some for four-wheelers, side-by-sides, tractor. For me, I've ordered the tractor one. I do have a four-wheeler, I do have a side-by-side, but the tractor for me made the most sense. Reason why? The skid steer quick attach for the front end loader on the tractor. It's been great to use, honestly. With these, I can now trim items up in the air as well. If I want, I can go 8-10 feet up in the air and cut back some thin brush and small brush up there, and then that allows more light to get down and hit the ground within my trails. Number 4, Pro. Take your time, and this cutting tool will cut a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. If you take your time, I probably shouldn't say this, but if you take your time with some of the thicker stuff, you can actually cut that thicker stuff as well. But you need to get the blade set just right and go slow. I'm not talking a 6-inch branch, but a 2.5-inch branch, no problem at all up in the air. Number 5, Pro. Conversations with the owner, Joe Stout. They've been fantastic. I'm not just saying that. It's the truth. Anytime I reached out with him, had questions, it took me several days to make a decision on which one to purchase. But Joe was great in helping me make a decision based on my application, my tractor, stuff like that. And like I said earlier, my tractor that I'm using right now is an LX 3310. But the unit that I purchased it planning on going to either a larger tractor later on in life, or allowing family members who have trails that they're maintaining as well, and allowing them to borrow this piece of equipment. So my final thought, if you're looking for a tool to reclaim your overgrown trails or your property, contact Joe and place an order. You will not be disappointed. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my review, listen to my ramblings out in the field, and everything else. God bless, and I hope you have a fantastic day.